showing you something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 3 as Italy. I thought I'd do it as France, but I'm going to do it as Italy. The reason I'm doing this is because, well, Paradox have just announced that they will be releasing Hearts of Iron, well, they're developing Hearts of Iron 4 currently, so hopefully it'll be released very soon. And I figured I haven't played this game in a year, maybe a year and a half, I don't know. I played a little bit after Their Finest Hour came out, but I haven't really played it much since. So I figured I'd give it another go, and just try and have fun with it. So where's Italy? Because Italy's kind of one of my favourite countries to play as, because it's not a powerful country, but it's big enough that it can do stuff. So right now what you see me is organising the invasion of Ethiopia in January 1936. Yeah, I honestly do not have much respect for Ethiopia. So I kind of just order my armies to march towards the capital and then let them go. Yep. Fortunately, you've got to set up this stuff at the start. Telling it to send your spies back to, well, to keep the enemy spies out of Italy. Just checking to see if there's any politicians I prefer. But, to be honest, we've got a fairly decent starting lineup then. I switched to that guy who gives me an espionage bonus over the previous industrial bonus. Looking at technology, I figure I don't need any diplomacy right now. Officers, I'll need some army officers, but not too many. 10.5 a day sounds good. Spies, I'm going to want a few. Some, yeah, 0.2 knowledge gives me just under 12 technologies I can research at a time. So I start off by going and find the ones that Italy is very backwards in. None there. Oh no, the engineer brigade. Yeah, I think I'll have engineers. No, let's not do armoured cars. No. Submarines? No, I think we'll skip those as well. Here, I reckon we'll go the Battleship Destroyer line when it comes to naval research. And Doctrine, we are way behind in the armour techs. And also in that one, which is our best one apparently. Oh, that's the one that Italy specialises in. But we are behind. So a few land techs there. Do I want mobile warfare? Yes, I do. Do I want elastic defence? I think I do. Blitzkrieg, Schwerpunkt, attack movement plus 2%. Not right now. Anything else? Fighter ground control, no, because we don't have any radar. That looks all good. But we still have a few more technologies to get, so we'll get these industrial ones, agriculture, industrial production, supply production, and you will get the resource ones as well. Coal processing, steel processing, rare materials. And that's a couple more than we can research, so that'll be good. Oh no, we're going on to the infantry. And the militia research. If you haven't realised by now, I'm kind of redubbing this afterwards. Well, not kind of, I am redubbing this afterwards because I listened to it when I recorded myself live, and it is just kind of incoherent babble. So, yeah, fortunately I've kind of forgotten a few things, so we'll see how it goes. So what's engineers in. I've also got garrison divisions, which I'll be using a lot of. And I decided to go 2 garrisons to anti-tank brigades, because I feel in the latest expansion, Death Finest Hour, anti-tank brigades are kind of important for defensive operations. If you fight come up against armoured vehicles and you don't have anti-tank guns or something with any form of piercing attack, you're actually going to suffer a quite massive penalty when fighting them, so I tend to like putting either tank destroyers or anti-tank guns everywhere. Just building a few planes to bulk out my air force. But yeah, we'll actually get this started properly soon. There we go. Let's go. Push play. So, while we're waiting for my armies to conquer Ethiopia, I'm just going to start reorganising things. I'll point out this isn't actually necessary to play the game. It's just something I like to do to have everything nice and organised. And yeah, I find it kind of helps for command and control when you just, you can click on a unit and you know exactly what's under that unit and where it fits in the chain of command without having to think too much or look at the order of battle. While we're waiting for things to happen, I'll also tell you, there's another reason I decided to make this a Let's Play, and that's because I have a tendency of not finishing Paradox games. And I thought, well, if I'm sharing it on YouTube, maybe I'll actually get around to finishing it. So what you see me doing here is I'm just splitting off my transports and submarines into separate fleets from everything else. And I'll just leave everything else as one big fleet for now, because I'm not going to need it anytime soon. I mean, other than the fact I've got no respect for Ethiopia. Well, first combat, enemy 1. Yeah, I've got no respect for Ethiopia, but they're also landlocked, so we don't need a navy. I mean, other than transport ships to ferry soldiers down there. Well, actually, we're not going to ferry the soldiers down there, because we've got more than enough down there. But we will need transports to bring them back to Italy, because I have no intention of just leaving them sitting in Ethiopia. Another victorious battle. Just gotta wait. That division takes a few, well, that one took about 100 hours for it to reorganise after its last little movement up the border. So we're gonna have to wait a couple of days before we can do like a general offensive. While we're doing that, let's just play with our fleet a little bit more. So what I'm thinking right now is I'll split off a few of these light ships, heavy cruisers and destroyers, because I'll probably use them during the Second World War as it pops up to defend my convoys in North Africa. Since I'm not doing anything, I might as well get them sorted now. 2 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers. Yeah, that sounds right. And I'll rename it from Second Navy to Escort. That way I know what their job is. You'll also note that I picked my worst ships for that. They're only short range and not very good at combat, and also slow, but that is kind of okay since North Africa's pretty close and transport ships are pretty slow themselves. So another one, this time I move it down. Nope. Oh, yeah, I accidentally moved my entire navy down there. Yep, we're advancing. ordered that second division to support the attack of the division attacking Somalia, but the attack was, or the battle was over before the order got through. So yeah, specialist training means that my units take long to recruit, but they've got more experience when they're done. So yeah, unfortunately this video, I think the next video, you're going to get a lot of me reorganising my army, which involves a lot of breaking up brigades, forming divisions, deleting HQs, attaching them to the correct HQs. And I think in a later video you're going to get the joy of me going through and picking commanding officers for all these units. But I'm sure it won't be that boring. Actually imagine I'm going to be sitting here editing your watch for a lot of the time, because there's not that much to say really. So yep, those are my supply lines. Supplying into Ethiopia and Eritrea and Somalia. Yeah, everything's looking pretty sweet. I'm just moving my Commando Superior into Rome to get him out of the way of all my other units which are arriving in that random province near Rome. And some of my units have stopped advancing because they ran out of supplies. So we'll just select the ones that aren't attacking and order them to go to there. Up there. Just see that red circle there, it's the capital of Ethiopia. So I'm kind of just moving everyone near it. This war won't take long, it's been going on for almost a month and we've reached, well, we'll pretty much reach the capital. Yep, that battle is won. Oh, that's actually kind of pointless. Oh look, there we go, we've started attacking the capital, and that division there is supporting the attack on the capital. What that means is it'll just kind of sit there, but it won't move to the capital, but it will help the soldiers that are moving towards the capital. There we won. Took 100 casualties. Now we've just got to wait till the 27th of February for my first soldiers to arrive and occupy it. Since that's just under a month away, might as well just find a few other things to do. I mean, because Ethiopia is a small country, once we take the capital, they're going to surrender. So it's kind of just waiting for those soldiers to get there. The one good thing about this war is that it gets a lot of new officers' combat experience, which is kind of handy since as Italy you tend to be backwards technologically, so you kind of want to get every combat bonus you can to make up for it. What you saw me doing there is I'm actually starting to move my troops back towards the ports that will take them back to Italy. Even though the war is still at least a month away from being over. That's the biggest we've had, biggest battle we've had, 5 divisions involved in a single fight. And we will win. Oh, but their general's actually better than mine. Doesn't really matter though, we're still going to win. Okay, time to reorganise the Air Force. It's much like the Navy, I'm just going to chuck them all in one airfield. When I click on it, zoom in, on airfield. is the airfield. Oh no, we were clicking the right place the whole time, we just had to scroll down to tell them to go there. Bombs are doing their thing. So we now occupy probably more than half of Ethiopia. It's just kind of, it's not even mopping up, it's just waiting for the soldiers to arrive in places so they'll surrender. So that might look like they have a lot of soldiers, but those 3 headquarter brigades can't do anything in combat, so that was only really one of their divisions against 3 of mine. Deleting the headquarters. Yep, we won the war. And we revert back to our peacetime laws. So we can't be so oppressive to people, and we have to allow greater freedom of the press and all those things. Yep, just ordering my entire army to move back towards that port so they can get on the boats and come back home. The Air Force lucky enough to fly. One thing I'd like to see in Hearts of Iron 4 is to make this process a lot simpler. They've already done it for, I think they came out in their finest hour, where if you click on the bar just to the left of where the mouse is now, you can open up the order of battle and you can move things to different headquarters from there. But still, I'd really prefer it if it was a bit easier. Unfortunately, this whole organisation thing, which, as I said earlier, it's not necessary, it just takes a lot of time. And unfortunately, because Ethiopia is a mountainous country with poor infrastructure, it will take a long time for my soldiers to arrive back at the base. Merging all the air forces into one big one. The 4th Squadron area. Probably said that terribly, but yeah. I like to put my air wings into kind of a binary structure where I put them into pairs, as you see, a pair of interceptors and a pair of naval bombers. There's no real reason for that, I just prefer pairs. I think most people go with flights of, or wings of 3. Just because it gives a bit more combat strength, whereas I feel that going 2 I can cover more ground. It's just a personal preference, I don't think there's much of it anyway. And I'm left with an interceptor and a transport plane left over. So you're just renaming things down when you spot them. Air Transport Wing. Seems like a good name for my transport planes. And yet I am that, I say organised, that I went back and deleted the full stop. Oh yeah, and I realised I still had all my soldiers mobilised. So, a couple of weeks after the war, we demobilised everyone, and all the reservists get to go home. See, I figure the most likely time I'm going to need these interceptors, or the first time I'm going to need these interceptors, is probably going to be North France. So I'm shifting them up towards North Italy to help defend from there. So you just brought some planes up. Whereas these naval bombs are going to be used around the Mediterranean, so I'm going to spread them around a bit on these islands. Now notice, I've just built a few more units to fill out their formations. But what I noticed just before this was that one of these things, or one of these air groups, the fourth air one, I'd actually put a tactical bomber and a naval bomber together. Which can work, but it's kind of gonna be fairly sucky. It's both ground attack and naval strikes. So I split that one up as well. And move the tactical wing there. And here's the naval wing. My plan for the Second War is kind of going to rely a fair bit on naval bombers to do convoy raiding and naval strikes around the Mediterranean, because I kind of don't think I can really directly challenge the Royal Navy on the seas. I kind of just want to bomb them until they die. But we'll see. Lots of soldiers are back, loading some of them on boats and some of them back home. See, what you saw there was we have Alpini divisions, which are our kind of special troops, I suppose. They're mountain soldiers that only Italy has access to. I'm kind of just sorting them out by the types of division here. Binary infantry divisions are going to go up there. Binary Alpine there. Then we begin the process with the newly arrived troops, which is slightly complicated by the presence of all these militia soldiers that we were using in Ethiopia. There's only a few more divisions, but we'll wait for them all and do them all in one load. we're doing then was I was actually going back and looking at what I'd earlier decided my armoured division should look like, so that I can split these ones up into kind of complete armoured divisions. So yeah, I'm actually splitting them up completely into individual brigades, and then arranging them from scratch, which probably isn't the most efficient way of doing it. Maybe it is, but it's just, I don't know, get to do it completely. And I've got an armoured car, which you'll remember from the start, I did not like to put any research into. So I kind of decided I was going to send it to Rome and attach it to the headquarters there, and, you know, I'll have some armoured cars. I mean, they'll be 1918 version armoured cars, but they might come in handy at some point. So yep, upgrading that cavalry regiment into, cavalry brigade I should say, into an armoured regiment with light tanks, because they're the only ones we have access to at the moment. Same there, and there. What you see there is the start of an armoured corps, with 5 armoured divisions nowhere near full strength, and one of them, well actually at the moment none of them have any tanks, and one of them is entirely horse cavalry. But we'll get them tanks soon enough. There we go, the last of the soldiers, heading back to Naples. Yeah, I was going to split that one up, but I've got to wait until they reorganise themselves after that last move before I can split them up. And the only reason I want to is because a fair few of these militia divisions have 3 brigades rather than 2. I decided to send them to Ortona, where I will then be able to reorganise them like you saw me did for the armoured troops. Still another 30 hours to wait. Okay, picking up the last troops, the single division of 3 infantry brigades we had defending Libya. Yeah, I was trying to order them back there, but somehow, it's not somehow, I selected the land units and ordered them to march across the ocean. When I should have been getting the boats they were on and telling them to go across the ocean. You know, it makes more sense. But whatever. There we go. There's the armoured corps. For now, it's called the First Corps. do the same with not quite yet, because the last Alpine division, or Alpini division isn't there yet. Actually, I'm just going to call them Alpine divisions. There we go. The second corps is of our Alpini troops. Just as I'm going to call them Alpine. The second corps is our Alpine troops. And yep, this sneaky trick is just seeing 5 to every province, well, provinces nearby, and just selecting all and going, hey, you're a corps. And nearest but easiest, like 2 to every province in their division. I mean, the division for now. I'm going to add anti-tank brigades and engineer brigades to them later. For now, they're just 2 infantry brigades. There we have our 3rd corps, an infantry corps. We're up to the 7th Corps, and there's our first garrison division. So my plan for them is I'm just going to kind of chuck them on every port and major victory points, just the places that I feel that we kind of really want to hold, and then I can just kind of use my entire army, the one you see me organising now, use them all on the front line and not really have to keep much back to defend Italy itself or any of the lands we conquer. It's a tactic I do occasionally, or I have done occasionally, but it kind of has mixed success. Because I mean, these garrison troops, they're all right at defending, especially defending cities, but they can't counterattack at all. So really, they're only going to be delaying until my actual army can arrive to help me kill whoever's, I don't know, invading or whatever. The real problem is going to come with partisans in my conquered territories, because the garrisons aren't going to be capable of chasing them down. So sometimes what I do is I just get the headquarters, like you saw me create there, and I kind of attach armoured cars or cavalry or some, fast things, and actually use the headquarters themselves as anti-partisan units. So we finished agriculture. No, yeah, we'll cancel that. If you don't cancel it, we'll kind of keep researching it, and you'll get further and further ahead, and you'll get higher penalties for being so technologically advanced in that one thing. Which just means we can't research other things as efficiently. Another garrison division. Okay, I think we're getting close to being done with all this organising. Oh, okay. Close. Those 4 corps, plus the Alpine troops, are the first army. I'm going to send them up towards the French border. The way I see this war unfolding, the Second War unfolding, is that I'm going to have this first army up on the French border to kind of defend and push back the French if we can, whereas I'm going to send my army troops and probably 4 more corps of infantry down to North Africa and Libya. And that should be more than enough to conquer Egypt and Algeria, Tunisia. Probably, hopefully also be able to move into Syria and Palestine and Iraq, but hopefully. The problem with that is if I adopt that strategy, I'm not going to have a lot in the way of reserves. Which is also why I need these garrisons, because if the enemy actually managed to break through, say in the Alpine border against France, if they manage to break through there, I am going to need to delay them so that my forces can reorganise, because I won't have any reserves to throw in their way. I mean, the flip side of that is if I wasn't building these garrisons, I could actually be building infantry divisions to be a reserve. I'll get more, I don't know, I'm not actually sure if it's a good strategy or not. It's just one that sometimes I just feel in the mood for doing. And I think that's actually almost it. Yeah, that's the last division. Everybody is in corps. Well, every brigade in the division, every division is in corps. And those 4 plus the armoured are the second army, which is the one I'm sending to Africa. That's actually given me a corps and a division left over, so I do have some reserves. I mean, not a lot, but 6 divisions is better than nothing. I'm not going to send them to Africa immediately. I'm just going to send them down to wait to go to Africa. Because as I said earlier, once you get these infantry divisions, engineers and anti-tank guns, and also want to get the armoured corps needs some tanks, and also needs tank destroyers and whatever engineers. And I'm creating a third army for the reserves, which I said has a corps and a division. So you have 3 armies under Army Group Europe, one for the garrison, and then the first army, which I'm renaming 1A Army to make it more Italian. No 1A Armata. And now that our armies sound Italian, I sneakily split that one off, create an extra army group, which I call the Liaison. And that's just kind of a random thing, so I can chuck all the naval and air brigades under, just so it doesn't clutter up my outline so much. You can see on the right there. Oh, here's the thing I was talking about earlier, where you can just shift forces from one to the other. I mean, this makes this particular part of the process much quicker than it was without this. So nice and easy. And now I have a nice clear chain of command on the right as well. Just where am I going to put the third army? Yep. Kind of centre north Italy. Just in case they do actually break through the front lines there. I know they're still in a position to move down the Fen Rome before we get invaded from the south, but that's probably won't happen until we lose Africa anyway. So yeah, renaming my corps. Again, something completely unnecessary, but something that I like to do. So that one I called Infantry 1.1a, which is just telling me that it's an infantry corps, and it is the first in the first army. This will be Infantry 2.1a. I almost had it the wrong way around. It's kind of good here, because my border with France is 5 provinces long, and I've got 5 corps defending it. So every corps is going to get its own province to defend. I mean, 5 divisions in a single province is going to be very hard for anyone to break through. And to be honest, it's actually going to also give me a pretty significant force to attack into Italy, attack into France with. I mean, they've got fortifications here, they've got Alps, so it's, they've got the Alps to help them. It's never going to be easy to break through there. Oh, I've got a lot of soldiers here. Might be able to do it. So yes, the Spanish Civil War has just started. And we get the option to intervene. What should we choose? I actually can't remember what it does, but why not? But if you look at the start there, you will see that, well, we didn't stay looking there for long, but the nationalists, which is our side, don't start off in a very good position this time around. What I'm doing here is I'm thinking about how we can get these armoured divisions up there quicker, or how we can just get our production going quicker in general. So I was looking for things I could cancel or deprioritise, but like, oh no, they're all fairly important. Kind of 3 years until the Second War starts, we've got time. So just leave it as it is for now. And yeah, this is the point I realised that I'd actually saved up 54 spies who were just sitting around doing nothing. So I figure I'll send them to the United Kingdom, France and the Soviet Union, so they can actually start spying for me. And the first job for all of them is mainly to try and kill all the enemy spies defending their countries, because it just makes it easier to do all the cool stuff afterwards. So the Soviet Union's still got 5, France has 4 spies defending them, Britain's got 7, the United Kingdom's got 7 spies defending them, so we just keep trying to win the spy war, and then we'll start doing cool things once we've got the advantage. So yep, nice defensive line in the Alps, a few reserves sitting back along the River Po. They've still got spies. I'm not very patient. Now I'm increasing the threat in France, putting a little bit less on counter-espionage, and then I'm going to try and steal Britain's technology, because they'll be a lot ahead of me. In the Soviet Union, we are just going to try and increase their threat. The thing is, by increasing the threat of Britain and the Soviet Union, it makes countries a lot less likely to have diplomatic relationships with Britain and the Soviet Union, which will help keep countries from joining their alliances. I mean, as Italy, I'm going to join the Axis. I mean, I kind of feel that not doing that's a bit ahistorical and just gamey. So it's kind of good to get in there early, just put our propaganda out there, and everyone goes, yeah, you know, Britain, Soviet Union, evil. Ooh. It works over time. And we get to ban other parties. And doing so helps increase our leadership, gets us more officers, more spies, faster rate of technology, and significantly faster rate of technology growth. But I mean, every little bit counts. And as I said earlier, Italy tends to be backwards. Well, if you actually, I was a bit quick there, but we actually really are kind of backwards. It's almost at the end of 1936 and we've only just started researching the basic, rifle and machine gun and stuff that we're supposed to have, or that our infantry are supposed to have in that year. So I mean, that's not going to get done until 1937 at the earliest, and then we've got to upgrade them all. So we're probably already 6 months behind, at least, probably actually nearer to a year and a half behind in terms of our infantry technology. Which isn't a great way to start, but it's probably about the level where you'll sit throughout the whole game. You'll be about a year and a half behind Germany, Britain, the United States. Which means you just got to make up for it elsewhere. More garrison units down in Sicily. So if you look there, I've got garrisons sitting on every port, which means that even if they land in the provinces that I don't have defences in, they're going to eventually run out of supplies, unless they manage to get one of these garrison divisions out of their thing. Which they could do, but it's going to be hard. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. So long as they don't take a port, they'll be pretty defenceless eventually once they're out of supplies. So time to start researching tanks and anti-tank guns. And finally, I get around to increasing the speed so this goes a little bit faster. Just if you haven't realised, the date's up in the top left corner. It's now September 1936, and the game of course started in January 1936. So, I suppose this first episode is going to cover the first year. It isn't too bad, because the game lasts for 12, goes until 1948. Should I check out some more of these ones? What ones do I want? See, Schwerpunkt and Blitzkrieg both give advantages. There we go, I'm thinking. Schwerpunkt and Blitzkrieg both give advantages to my armoured brigades, which I'm currently upgrading. I'm going to have them, they're going to be useful. But Italy has no experience. If you look down the bottom of the doctrines, we've got no experience in kind of armoured warfare, so it's going to take a long time to research them. Is it worth it? Just to get some... I mean, they're fairly significant bonuses, but we could be researching something else instead. Try and cut back on the year and a half technology delay, I suppose. Central planning, assault concentration, mobile warfare, all very good. Yeah, we've almost caught up in research. So, got to figure out new things to research. Yeah, well those will do. Better airframe, better fuel tank for our fighter planes. And there we go. For our battleships and anti-aircraft guns for our battleships. And while we're here, let's just check everything for our destroyers on the list. I'm just sitting here watching the Spanish Civil War go. That's nationalist holds the top third of the country, a little bit down the south. But the Republicans control the centre. So that really could go either way. I mean, the advantage of holding the north is that the major industrial regions are in Catalonia and up in the Basque part, whatever that's called. And they're both held by nationalists, so that in the long run we've got an advantage there. But I don't know, it could go either way, that war. thing is, if nationalist Spain wins, they're kind of easy to get to join our alliance. I mean, they're not that useful, but it will make attacking Gibraltar and conquering Gibraltar easier if we can just, march there overland. There we go, we've got our new small arms, rifles, machine guns. So now, we'll start upgrading them, and our soldiers will start getting them over time. I figure I don't need those spies, even with them all going to the Soviet Union, France and the UK. I've still got 41 sitting around. Just checking everything's going fine. Managed to kill all the defending spies, so we'll knock that down a bit, put more emphasis on increasing the threat. Britain's still putting up a fight, but they're going down. Some artillery for our infantry. You also might wonder why I've set to autosave every week, because it might seem a bit excessive, but I kind of lied when I said I hadn't played this for a year, because the night before I played this, I tried playing a quick game as Japan, and I got about 40 minutes in, and the game crashed. I have no idea why, but it just didn't like it, so I figured I'm going to autosave as often as I can, just in case it does crash. Now, I don't think it's common in this game, but I don't know. It happened once, so probably should do something in case it happens again. Yeah. I was being a bit thick there. For some reason I thought the core. So we're about to rename the Napoli Corps? I don't think we call it that. There we go, Southern Italy. That's a good name. Yeah, for some reason I thought that popped up way down south instead of where it did. But, yeah, I found it eventually. This is the point where I call it quits. It's January 1937, a year has passed in gameplay. We've conquered Ethiopia, organised our army, got a few new units there, building some more infantry to help fill up that corps that only has one division. I mean, we're doing alright. We're behind in tech, our army's weak. Our Air Force is alright, Navy's alright, but kind of outdated. I'm okay with the progress we've made. Next episode is going to be a bit more exciting, I'm going to say. Oh well.